Hi everybody, this is a short video to show you the basic concept of the game. This is a non-historical situation. The components used for this demonstration are not final and are slightly different from the components you will receive with your game. I use some of the advanced rules such as the meteo, the personal activation, and the random activation. The French are in the south of the map, while the Prussians are on the north. Napoleon is here, commanding the 2nd Corps and the 2nd Cavalry Corps. Grouchy is here, commanding the 3rd Army Corps and the 1st Cavalry Corps. Two other corps are not commanded. This is the 1st Army Corps and the 3rd Cavalry Corps. Some French troops are outside the map at Philippeville and Maubeuge. The game starts at 10 in the morning. The weather is sunny, the ground is dry. So I start by drawing up a token. I drew a white token which triggers an interface. During a daytime interface, the following steps are taken in succession: resolution of combat, stages of units on the march and in retreat, march movement, deployment of cavalry vedettes, entry of reinforcement on the map, availability of army corps, aides-de-camp, and generals. How many units can move along an interval depends on the position that are linked by this interval. So between Ronchamp, a difficult position, and Lambusart, I can walk along the interval 3 units. But this is a main road, so it adds 1 unit, and if it would cross a bridge, it will reduce this amount by 1. So it doesn't. So I can move up to 4 units on this interval. Infantry count for 1, so 1, 2. 2 cavalry count for 1. So 1, 2, 3. I could move a 4th, but I don't have. I will move from Gilly to Bois de Ronsard. 2 for Gilly, 1 for Ronsard, so it's a total of 3. And there is no road, so I cannot move more than 3. 1, 2, because this is cavalry and artillery on horses, and an artillery 3. 2 and 1, 3, plus 1 for the road, 4. I have only 3 units. They move along the interval. Same for here. I can reach this position because I scouted it. 2 for melee, 2 for Gossely, plus 1 for the road. So 1, 2, 3, and 2 cavalries, 4. Those units cannot move because there are no vedettes, and then I will move there. 1, 2, 2, and 1, 3, so I can move 3 units here. So now it's time for the Prussian to move. I won't film the Prussian movement or action because it will make this video too long. Now I can move the generals. So Napoleon will move to melee to follow the troops, while Grouchy stay at Lambusart. This is the end of the interface, so now I have to draw a new activation token. And it's a green one. Instead of activating a general, the Prussian will use general staff activation to build an entrenchment at Fleurus. It will provide him a defensive bonus during the combat phase. End of the Prussian activation, so now I draw a new token. And it's a blue one. The French player wants to activate the 2 cavalry units at Courcelles. They are from the 3rd Cavalry Corps, and this corps is not attached to any general. So he has to use the aide-de-camp of Napoleon. Napoleon can send this aide-de-camp at 3 positions. Napoleon is here, so 1, 2, 3. He will use 2 of his 4 aide-de-camp, place it on the unit, and this unit can move. End of the French activation. He doesn't want to do anything else. So let's draw a token. And it's a white one, marking the start of the interface and the end of the activation phase. The interface starts by the resolution of the combat, but there is none. Then the unit marching toward the position reach their position. Then we can start new march movement. After that, reinforcement may arrive on the battlefield, but there's no reinforcement for this scenario. The French player will move the units that have reached their position. Now the French player can make new movements. This unit cannot move at Epigny because the position is not scouted by a cavalry vedette. I moved the Prussian units and the vedettes in order to be able for the French to reach Epigny and for the Prussian to reach France. Epigny for the French, Vieux-Ville and Chaussee are scouted by French cavalry vedettes. This is the end of the interface. Can draw a token, and it's blue, and the French can activate a general. It is too early for Napoleon to attack the Prussian here, and Grouchy at Lambusart should wait for this unit to reach Epigny in order to open a second front on the flank of the Prussian army at Fleurus. I draw a new token, and it's an interface. First step of the interface, the unit on the move reached their position. A position can contain a certain amount of unit, 10 for the difficult position, 20 for the cut position, and 30 for the clear position. Now the French can make his march movement of the interface. And the Prussian will do the same. So I made the Prussian movement and I moved also the vedettes. Blücher doesn't need to make this unit move again, so he will entrench the unit at Bagnolet using a general staff activation instead of activating the general. This is the end of the Prussian activation. And it's a white token I just draw. So this is the interface. The Prussian doesn't move, doesn't need to. I don't move anything else. The vedettes are well placed and the generals are also on their position. Now it's maybe time for the French to engage the Prussians. So instead of drawing a token in the bag, French player decide to use personal activation of Napoleon. He can do it before the Prussian because he has the initiative, and he will activate the second corps. The second corps is here, and he will attack those two positions. The size of the front between two positions depends on the size of the smallest position. The smallest position here between Bagnolet and Melee, they are the same. They are two cut positions, so the size of the front is two sectors. So Napoleon, so the French will attack here and here, supported by artillery from the second corps, and Napoleon will use an aide-de-camp to activate the artillery from the guard. He also decided to use an aide-de-camp to send infantry reinforcement at Erpigny. The resolution of the combat will take place at the beginning of the next interface. Grouchy didn't have time to start his attack on Fleurus because I didn't manage my reinforcement very well. We will focus now on the fight at Bagnolet to explain the combat rules. After the last French activation, I drew a white token, meaning that the interface starts. The Prussian player may withdraw from the position or face the French. So we start with Fran. He has two units with a strength of 4. At Bagnolet, the Prussian has 2 units with a strength of 4, 1 unit with a strength of 2, 3, and another one with 4. He will place his best units in front of the French and support them with artillery. The rest of the units stay in reserve. There's an entrenchment on this sector between the two opponent's units. The combat sequence is divided into 5 steps. Engagement, that's what we just did. Musketry, when the unit fire at each other. Then the charges, then the morale and the losses. And the last step is the reorganization, when you place unit in reserve in front of the opponent's unit to avoid to be overrun on a position. For the combat resolution, I have to put some tokens into the bag, and then I will draw 2 tokens per sectors. I have to put 1 white token per sector, 1 token of the opponent color per infantry unit. So 2 blue tokens for the Prussians and 2 green tokens for the French. Then I compare the value of the units, but they are all with a strength of 4, so no bonus there. Then 1 token if they belong to the same corps, and this is the case. The French unit belong to the second corps and the Prussian unit belong to the second corps too. So 1 blue and 1 green. Then tokens for the artillery, but there is no artillery. If there is a light infantry, the player can convert 1 token of his color into a white token. The French player has a light infantry, so he will convert 1 blue token into a white token. I place the token into the bag and I will draw 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to place 1 on each unit. The Prussian player decide to place 1 blue token on the light infantry. The white token is discarded. Each token reduces the strength of your unit by 3 points, and if your unit reaches a strength of 0, it is routed. 1 token per sector, 2 sectors. 2 green tokens for the French infantry, 2 blue tokens for the Prussian infantry. The French player has a strength of 6, both of his unit, and the Prussian has a strength of 4, so 2 more green tokens. The French unit belong to the second corps, so 1 green tokens, but the Prussian player has 1 unit from the first corps and 1 unit from the third corps, so no blue tokens. Then we had the value of the artillery, and this is 3 for this one, 2, so 5 green token, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 and 2, 4 for the Prussian, so 4. I think I lost a white one, so let's add. And I draw 4 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of the tokens is placed there, but here, because there is an entrenchment, I have to place it on the entrenchment. Then the Prussian player places a token there, and the white is discarded. Now we can make the charges. Napoleon is in attack, Blücher is in defense. I forgot I have to turn it back on its activated phase. So Napoleon can charge. For that he has to use an aide-de-camp, and he will choose to charge with the Guard heavy cavalry. He avoids to charge through the entrenchment and decides to charge this unit. The Prussian player decides to make a counter charge. He selects his light cavalry, place it in front of the charging unit. So one white token for the sector, 2 white tokens, 1 for each cavalry unit, 1 token for the Prussian player and 1 token for the French player. 1 green token because the French cavalry is better than the Prussian cavalry. 1 green token because the French cavalry has the shock capacity. I place all of these tokens into the bag and I draw 2 tokens. The countercharge wasn't successful, so now we have to resolve the French charge. 1 token for the sector, 2 tokens for the 2 cavalry units, 1 blue token for the French, 1 green for the Prussian unit, 1 green because the cavalry unit has a better strength, 1 green because the cavalry has the shock capacity. So I draw 2 tokens, a blue and a green. The strength of the Prussian cavalry is reduced by 6, then it is routed. I place it in reserve on its deploy phase with a grey token. Now the French player has a choice. He may continue the charge against the infantry, but he will receive attrition token at the end of the charge, or he may withdraw his cavalry and place it in reserve. But because this is the cavalry of the guard, he will charge. So 1 token for the sector, 1 token because there is only 1 cavalry unit, 1 blue and 1 green token, 1 green token because the French cavalry has a better strength than the Prussian infantry, 1 green token because the cavalry has the shock capacity, and 2 blue token because the Prussian artillery is in support. And I draw 2 tokens, 1, 2. A second token on the infantry, it is routed 2. Now because I engage a second charge, the cavalry receive another token. The French player decides to stop the charge, withdraw his unit, place it in reserve there. The Prussian player has to place a unit to avoid to be overrun. Because Napoleon has another aide-de-camp, he may start a new charge with another cavalry, for example, or with an infantry unit, placing the aide-de-camp on the unit. 1 token for the sector, 1 blue for the Prussian player, 1 green for the French player, 1 green because the French unit is better than the Prussian unit, 1 green because the French unit has the shock capacity, and 2 blue because the Prussian artillery is in support. I draw 2 tokens, 1 blue and 1 green, and because this is infantry, they have to fight until one of the 2 units. This is the same composition of the bag. I draw 2. The French are very lucky. And the unit is routed. It is replaced by another unit, but because this is an infantry, it cannot engage a new charge and has to be placed in reserve. This is the end of the combat, and now we have to resolve a morale phase because there is routed units in the Prussian position. The composition of the morale bag is 1 white token per general staff capacity point, and the Prussian has 3 stars general staff, so 3 white tokens. 1 white token per unit in reserve. There is only 2. 1 token of the color of the player per strength point of the best unit routed. So it's 4. 1 grey token per routed unit, so 3 grey tokens. So now we can convert one of the green token per point of the best unit in reserve, meaning the strength that you can see on the column size, so 1. And it can convert also a number of green token into white equal to the capacity of the general on the position if it is charismatic. The general is charismatic, so it can convert 2 green tokens into 2 white tokens. I place everything into the bag, and I draw 1 token per routed unit, so 3 tokens, 1 green and 2 white. Now the opponent can use this token to eliminate units. The French player could have eliminated for 2 grey tokens 1 infantry unit, or for 3 grey tokens 1 cavalry unit or 1 artillery unit, and for 6 grey tokens 1 general. Now we check the morale of the other units, meaning every unit engaged or in reserve, and compare the strengths of this unit with the result. So I only draw 1 green token, so every unit with a morale value of 1 or less on their deployed phase would be routed. There is none, so everybody stay on the ground. Okay, the combat sequence is done, and there are some details, but I won't talk about them now. I think there is a lot of things to process for you so far. So let's end this video. I hope you liked it. I hope I was clear enough. Sorry for the accent. Bye. Thank you.